AkashaWolf, and I'm here with my boyfriend, the Motorcycle Boss.
So
you guys have been asking me lately about, like, our relationship. And the reason why you're curious about it is because he's an atheist and I'm a witch. So it doesn't really seem like our relationship would necessarily work out because of how different our beliefs are. Basically, he doesn't believe in anything, I guess. Like, how do you feel about what it means to be atheist? Because I noticed that you call yourself atheist, but that you're open to finding out about, like, spiritual stuff and also God and spirits and stuff. Like, you're open to it. And basically you tell me, he's like, if it's proven to you, then you'll believe, but you call yourself atheist.
it's a fine line. It's kind of difficult because I consider myself atheist, but I also sometimes consider myself agnostic at the same time. But in a sense, I guess I wouldn't really fall under each category or any category really, because the way I see things is I don't believe that anything like God or spirits, which, you know, ghosts, stuff like that, which of course I hope that stuff like that exists, but logically in my brain I can't see that being real. I can't see that making sense. But if something was shown to me to give me definitive proof of something like that existing, I can't deny it. If it's proof, it's proof. Mm-hmm. So I'd have to accept it. And I do try and seek it out. I try to find it and find proof to actually understand if something like that really does exist. And that's really where I come from.
I kind of feel, when I hear him talk like that, you guys can disagree with me or give your opinion in the comments below, but when I hear that, I kind of hear like an agnostic. That's what I hear. But at the same time, people who hear people talk about witchcraft think automatically you're a devil worshipper, which isn't true. So I could be wrong because I'm not atheist, so I can't necessarily speak for individuals who are atheist. I asked you guys a while back to provide me with some questions that you had for me and him, especially like on our relationship and how we make this work, I guess. We don't necessarily make it work because we just work.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but I guess the religious, part of its work. So the first question I will have, of course, down here is, does his atheism influence your beliefs and vice versa?
No. It doesn't. It doesn't even try. It doesn't influence you at all.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself because he was asking, like, if
Oh, wait, what does it say? What is the question?
Or and vice versa. Like, does it affect, like, does your atheism affect me, and does my witchcraft affect you?
I'm talking about my atheism affecting you.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't, no, it doesn't affect you at all, and then you don't affect me at all.
Well, see, I think that I can agree, but at the same time not agree. The way that his atheism affects me is it makes me very particular about certain things that I do or try to talk to him about, when certain things that I do when I talk to you guys. So sometimes when I'm talking about a paranormal experience I've had, or like where I'm being attacked by a spirit, and sometimes it almost appears to be like sleep paralysis, like that's usually what people would use to, you know, try to rule it out. And I would think, well, what if I'm telling this to an atheist or a skeptic? Like, they would be like, well, that could be sleep paralysis because this and that and whatever. But then I'm over here like, all right, so let's say it was sleep paralysis, but as soon as I'm up and about, stuff is happening around me, like that I'm not the only one seeing. Like, my mother was seeing with me, like things being moved around in the house. I was seeing that, and she was seeing it next to me, and we weren't asleep together. We weren't in sleep paralysis together, you know. I think it makes me think close, like it makes me think a lot more in a way that I can let you guys know that what I experience is real, and explain to you how you can't necessarily rule out some of the things I'm telling you about.
So you think it kind of makes you more of a skeptic? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I like, especially with like other psychics and stuff too. Like, I'm a lot more paranoid, so like not paranoid, but again skeptical. And I think I like to look at things more from a skeptic standpoint And I think that's a good thing to have with what I do, because then it makes what I see and experience and stuff like more real. I'm like, oh, well, rule that out, skeptic, you know?
Nothing with me.
Yeah.
Nothing with me.
Well, we're going to be getting into more questions that you guys have that might kind of influence this question a little bit more as well. Next question. I've recently come into this situation as well. Not with my relationship, but with someone very close to me. So I guess I would like to know how it works. Like, does he still support your beliefs? I know he does videos with you. Does it cause a lot of arguments, or are you all the type that just lets each other do their own thing? I wish you all the best.
That was so sweet. Thank you.
Do you still support my beliefs?
All day, every day. Even though I don't believe in pretty much anything that you do, that doesn't mean I'm going to knock it down and say what you're doing is fake and you shouldn't do it and witchcraft. I'm not like that. Like, no, I believe in what I believe in. She believes in what she believes in. And we share what we believe in, but she doesn't knock me. I don't knock her. We have our own thing, our own way of doing things, and we respect each other's beliefs.
Does it cause a lot of arguments?
Kind of. Like, not a lot, but it's more like intelligent discussion, I guess.
Yeah, like, we don't really argue about like the beliefs itself. Like, it's kind of like horrible things we do argue about. Like, we argue about the future, and I don't mean like readings and stuff. Like, we'll argue about like things we want to do in the future. We argue about like basic relationship stuff, I guess, but we don't even argue that much. It's like rare for us to have a real argument. But we do argue with my whole thing where I don't like to charge for things, because that's not really a part of what I do. I don't like charging. I understand that, you know, you do charge for time and stuff like that, but it's not something that I totally feel comfortable with doing. So for someone who doesn't believe, he really pushes me really hard to do readings. Like, he's like, go get your license and be a reader and read for people. You need to start charging people for these readings. Since you're getting so much good results with these readings, go charge people. Do Skype meetings, get like, you know, this and that. And I'm like really surprised on how much that he believes in my readings, but doesn't necessarily believe in like what I do, if that makes sense. But he's like always pushing me. He's like, go read and like charge for your readings.
Well, if you really think about it, like, I'm not money hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It's in reality. For instance, I work on motorcycles. I'm a motorcycle mechanic, and I was unemployed for 2 years. I was able to pay all my bills and take her out to eat, you know, treat each other, and that was all off of working on motorcycles. And that was a skill set that I developed through my own training, my own practice, my own tools, and my knowledge. I was able to offer a service that, of course, you wouldn't do for free, and that's kind of the same thing with her.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't believe in it. Like, that's what kind of like makes me a little confused. It's like you don't believe that it's real, but you want me to charge for it. So I don't understand.
Well, money's money. It's a skill set that this is the exact same thing I just explained.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't believe in it, it's a skill set that you developed that you're apparently good at, just like me working on bikes. It's something that you took your time and effort and money into developing, and it's a skill set that you have. That's not something you should give for free.
Yeah.
Only in certain circumstances, which I understand, but to the point to where you're at the point where you can actually do it as a job or actually make at least some money out of it, that's something that you should do. And this is one of the little tiny arguments that we end up having all the time. She doesn't want to charge anyone for anything. I think she should get something for her work because she's good at it. She's practiced a lot. She's researched the hell out of things. And you have the materials to do what you do. So all that costs money and time. So she deserves to get something out of it.
Yeah, I think it's great he believes in me, but I'm just like, I don't know why we just like argue about that a lot, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, they're going to say, oh, well, free readings. No, be real.
But yeah, for the last question, we basically just do our own thing. I don't know what you do as an atheist, like, but
fart and breathe and eat food. I live life without rules, I guess. Like moral.
At first when you said, I live life without rules, I'm like, that doesn't sound good. The first thing pops in my head is like Jeffrey Dahmer or something.
No. I have my own moral compass that I've developed through life experiences.
Yeah, that's basically kind of like how I am, except for I do believe in a higher power, but I feel that they like make me feel certain things to know what's good and what isn't. So yeah, I'm a weird witch. Any tips on relationships, on how to improve more?
What are you looking at me for?
Because I know what I'm going to say.
Tips for relationships on how to improve?
Like basically how to improve your relationship more.
Be honest and talk to each other. Communication's the biggest thing.
Yes, I was going to say the exact same thing. And people probably hear that all the time. Yeah. They're like, no, people always say communicate. And then people think that guys are just not that type of, I guess, gender that will communicate.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people have problems with communication. Like, I think some guys are just afraid to say certain things to their, significant other. And I feel that it's probably the same way, on the other side. With him, he communicates a lot with me. He's the only person that I've met that communicates so openly, and they're just so open. Other people that I've encountered, that I've been close to, they don't communicate as much as he does. The only other individuals that I knew that were like that was friends who were male. My male friends were like that. But with him, he communicates a lot. He's very open. It makes me very happy. Yeah, but usually, like, if something's bothering us, we'll sit and talk about it. Try not to get offended by it. What else? Trust, too. Trust is a really big one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because when he talked to me about some of his past relationships, he would say that they would fight a lot for like random reasons. And it was usually because it was something that they didn't necessarily trust him about. It's like being gone for even just a little bit, individuals will wonder, oh, they're probably cheating, Mm-hmm. But if you truly trust somebody, then you're not going to be thinking that. And for me, I can trust him so much that I just don't feel that at all, and I don't fight about anything that has to do with him being gone or whatever. Like if he's gone for too long, the first thing I think is that he got in a motorcycle accident, because he rides motorcycles. I'm not thinking he's cheating on me. Trust is a really big deal, because if you don't trust somebody, then you guys are going to just fight all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I can add to it. I can't think of anything.
Like, there's also that thing that girls like to say a lot. I don't know if men do this too, but I know it's very common with girls where they're like, oh, I trust him, I just don't trust her, or something like that. And if that's the case, technically you don't trust him, because even if like the female is going to try to approach him or do anything to seduce him, he's the one who has to stop it. One person out of that has to stop it, and you should expect it to be him if you do trust him. For me, I kind of understand why people don't like that, because like honestly, I don't want somebody else freaking trying to make the moves on him and just be like touching all over him, but he wouldn't let that happen. But just the image in the head just kind of bothers you, I guess.
Biggest thing is just communication and trust.
Yeah. So here's another question: do you guys fight about beliefs? Or do you find any difficulties when it comes to understanding each other?
Kind of. We don't really fight about beliefs, but we express our beliefs and try to convince each other, which that never works, about our own beliefs. What was the other part of the question?
Difficulties when it comes to understanding.
Not really. We actually understand each other pretty well. It's if we believe those understandings that's a different question, but we always put each other in each other's shoes, and we understand certain things from our point of view. We try both sides, but that doesn't mean that if I see it from her side, I'm gonna all of a sudden believe in what she believes in, but I can understand it.
Yeah. See, the biggest thing, it's like my goal is like, I hope this is horrible because I'm kind of sick of like dealing with having this happen at home. I hope they like move into a really haunted house. And I want like this sounds really bad. Don't do this. Don't hope for this. No. But I kind of like just want a spirit to like slap him or something, because that's literally what he needs. He needs like a spirit to slap him and then throw him and like do some really crazy crap to like get him to believe. Because he could probably even have an apparition like appear before him and he'd be like, that's my shadow reflecting weirdly from this light back here going that way.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Like certain little things that happen that it's like pretty legit. Like he's just got this amazing freaking like way of making it seem like that it didn't happen. But it's not even, I can't really say that because there's this freaking show I watched like, dang, I can't remember. It was on Sci-Fi. But they were like debunking things, and they would put together these ridiculous setups. Like, if someone is going to fake something, they would not be able to afford all the crap these people literally put together to make this stuff like kind of happen or appear. Like, a person couldn't afford that. The only reason why that they're able to do that is because they have the money to do it. And you can pretty much, I guess, you can make anything look fake if you have that much money to be able to do that. I forget what the show was called. It bothers me. But they irritated me. But with him, I feel like that he's not like them, but he does like think of so many different ways to make something not be true.
Well, that's the thing. In order for me to believe something that's supernatural or spiritual or whatever it is, I have to have zero excuses. I have to be able to know definitively that it is something supernatural. If there's other ways of something happening, then I can't just assume supernatural and I can't just rule that out.
Yeah.
So my issue is, if anyone's wondering as to why I'm not a believer, I'm actively trying to believe. If you can ask her or anyone that knows me, I am trying. I've been a ghost hunter. I've tried to get a ghost to slap me in the face. I've tried to get a ghost to push me down the stairs. I've done everything I can, and I just don't understand how there's so many people that believe in the supernatural, believe in spirits and God and all this other stuff, when they're always talking about their own experiences. They've seen something, they've experienced something, and I'm so far in life where I'm at now, I have yet to have a shred of anything that is considered irrefutable evidence to me. And that's what I'm trying to hunt down, is evidence that I can't explain. I have to accept it.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was a ghost hunter, but I don't think that he was able to go to that many locations either. And I hope we can change that in the future. When it comes to like my spells and stuff, like different things that I do for people, he kind of looks at it as like coincidence that certain things do happen. So I feel like that he expects, like if I was to do like a ritual or something, for things to just happen right there. If I'm doing like a money spell, make it rain like cash or something.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, but like he kind of makes it seem like that his explanation for any magic that I do is coincidence. Or like because the person wanted this to happen and I helped them with this spell, then all of a sudden it just works for them now. Because they're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. You know, like they're going to go make money or go apply for a job or something. Or maybe talk to that girl because now they have confidence because they have a love spell behind them or something, you know?
Well, the other part of it is like, for instance, you have, let's say, a money spell. And you say, how long does that take to work? Like 6 months or something like that?
No, with the money spells that I've been doing, they've actually been working pretty quickly.
Because
like, I literally have things happen, like, I wish I had the person here who I've done the spell for, and also my grandmother, for her. And, like, they've had things happen within a week. And I'm not trying to say it's just going to work like that for everybody, but for the most part, with my money powder, that powder has been like a boss. I'm very surprised, but it's been doing very well. I had someone, I actually recently just sent somebody the money powder. I told them this is what they need to do, and then they did. and they're like, you're not gonna believe this. Like literally like a day or two later, they're like, you're not gonna believe this. I got a job offer. And I'm like, thank goodness, I'm so happy for you. This spell worked, and he was just blown away that the spell had worked for him. And it's a money powder. It's supposed to bring money and even maybe a new job. And I've talked to you guys about that in a previous video.
But yet again, even though it's cool, I have to consider it a coincidence.
Yeah,
because,
even though it happened soon after the spell.
Yeah, but job offers happen every day.
Mm-hmm.
To happen to different people every day. I get job offers. I got a friend that got a job offer last week.
Oh my gosh.
It happens all the time. It's a coincidence that it happened after they used the money spell. I'm not trying to say what you're using doesn't work, but it's not proof to me.
And then my grandmother got $100 sent to her from the cable company, and they didn't necessarily explain why. I think they were trying to tell her that she overpaid or something, and it happened right after the spell. And she was sent $100. She doesn't remember ever overpaying. And then like the other individual wanted the money spell for a job. The first individual I made this for wanted the money powder for a job. And then she got a job offer. So, yeah.
And the other thing to keep in mind too is the length of time that you put between the spell and its effect. It lessens the chance of it actually being the spell. So I know you have some spells that are anywhere from 6 months to a year, like a love spell or something like that.
Yeah.
And like if spells worked the way that they're supposed to, then it would be immediate. It should be immediate gratification, or there should be a way to get it to be immediate.
The way you think spells are supposed to work.
Because if you say, okay, your friend is going to lose his arm in a week,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't happen in a week, because it most likely won't, and it's going to be...
That's not a spell.
No, I'm just using a different example. But like, let's say you say that on a reading or whatever, it doesn't happen. But the more time that goes by,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 16 years down the road, arm's missing. Okay, yeah. Then that makes sense. But
not 16
no,
years.
but that's
tarot timing does not work like that.
But do you get what I'm saying though? The more
understand.
length of time that it happens, you know, it increases the chances of it being a coincidence.
So, like, in a tarot reading I did, and I'm actually going to try to have my friend come in for this one because she's the one who told me what had happened after the reading. I was giving the reading and I was seeing something, and I didn't want to say anything about it because it wasn't good. And what it was death. I saw that someone was going to die. And I kept on getting 3. And I'm like, 3, 3, 3. I'm like, why do I keep getting 3? And she's like, Erica, what's going on? I know that you see something you're not telling me about. And I told her, I'm like, alright, so I'm seeing death and you're going to have somebody die. I'm like, but for some reason I keep on getting 3. I don't know if it's going to like happen in like 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years. I don't know what's going on. Or 3 months. I'm like, it's just 3. And after that, 3 days later, she had, I think her mother's aunt or friend died. Then about 3 weeks later, the aunt or friend died. Like, I know it was one of those two on those separate occasions. So it was 3 days, 3 weeks, and then her brother's baby was, there was a miscarriage at 3 months. It was 3 individuals, 3 days, 3 weeks, and the baby at 3 months. And that, to me, was like one of the craziest, most intense, like, readings I've gotten, and it was crazy. And another one was my friend, another friend. I was doing a reading for her, and I told her that she was going to get married, like, really soon. None of us could ever see her getting married so soon because she was very, like, standoffish towards, you know, men, and she wasn't in the mood at all. Like, not even for dating at the time. And I told her she was going to get married really soon. And she came to this conclusion she didn't want to get married. Like, freaking not even that far. Like, probably a month. Freaking got married. And I know the way I'm saying it just sounds like really messed up, but it ended up happening. And we were just freaking surprised. And yeah, that was another one. But the 333 one was crazy. That was like hardcore. How is that like coincidence? That's epic.
So then that leads me to this one guy.
This one guy?
This one guy. So there's this guy. I can't remember I can't remember his name, but he was, I think it was Japanese or something like that. And this guy. This guy is like the epitome of coincidence or something like that. So he is going to work, and he works in Hiroshima or something like that. And no, he was going to Nagasaki or something like that. So he left Hiroshima, going to Nagasaki. And right when he left, the Hiroshima bomb came and happened, so he just dodged that. And then when he left Nagasaki or something like that, later on in the future, then Nagasaki got blown up, and he missed that. He ended up, I think he got hit by a car, and then he survived that. He actually went in a plane, and it crashed, and he survived that. There's a number of different things that this guy survived, and he went through pretty much anything you can think of, and he was able to walk away from everything without a scratch, just about. So I kind of keep those things in the back of my head, that whenever a coincidence happens, I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of crazy coincidences like that, and you can't rule that out.
See, you guys, this is why, like, I need a spirit to just be like...
Well, just like
and be like, a freaking doll walk down the hallway. That'd be great.
But just like even like another crazy coincidence is going to be this guy. Can't remember the name again because I'm horrible with names. But this guy, he had met a guy that looked exactly like him. They were the same age. They were the same first and last name. They had the same...
They were twins.
They had the same... No, they weren't. They weren't even related. They had the same dog. They had the same name of the wife, and they've never met before ever. And I think they even went to, they had the same job. Like, it's too many similarities. Come on.
They could have been souls that were split apart.
There's no proof. There's no proof.
That just makes, like, what the frick?
No
you
proof.
see, guys, this is why we need, like, some hardcore crap to happen to him. Like, that'll be epic. And you guys are going to be there for it. You watch.
And if there's proof, yes, I have to agree with it. But I have yet to have seen any.
It's going to happen. It's going to be good, too. Oh, my God. I'm going to love that day. I'm going to hold it forever. It's going to happen, you guys. You watch. So this question I kind of find a little weird. I don't understand it too well. The person says, his being atheist, how? He is your real boyfriend, then he are a witch. Wait, and then you are a witch, and you can tell him who make his life. I can't tell him what to do. I cannot...
You understood that?
What I'm thinking is, I think he's saying that, how are you an atheist, and if you're my real boyfriend and I'm a witch, then I can tell you what to do with your life or how to live your life.
Hell no, you can't.
I don't own him.
No.
Yeah, but like, no, I can't do that. That's like, if you're trying to tell me I should like cast a spell or something to make him believe in what I believe in, that's like against someone's will and totally against what I do. But no, he's his own person. He's entitled to believe in whatever he wants, and I'm allowed to try to prove it to him, and that's just what I plan on doing. But I don't want to shove my beliefs down his throat. I don't want to force him to believe in what I believe in, even though I'm going to try to prove it to him. But it's not forcing it, you know. I'm just going to show him stuff. But I'm not going to be like, you have to believe this, or else you're going to like burn in hell or something. Like, people do that to me. I don't understand why.
The best thing about this relationship and the whole religion separation is that she's trying to prove to me her religion or her beliefs, certain aspects about it, and she's taking my skepticism in consideration. For instance, if you get a Ouija board, and this is something that we've done, something that we did, if you get a Ouija board, and let's say you, your friend, or a couple of your friends, you hold on to the planchette and you're able to move it around and it says something. There's too many variables there for you to know if it's actually moving on its own. So what I did is I eliminated all the variables, which is what you need to do to isolate if it is supernatural or not. I got white noise headphones, blindfold so you can't see where the planchette's moving, so you can't spell anything out. I ended up making it so no one can talk to you. So that's why the whole point of the white noise. You can't hear, you can't see, you can't feel the paper, and there's no other people involved to move it for you, so you're the only one. And we got nothing.
Yeah, I didn't get anything, he didn't get anything, and I've done a board reading with him before. I've done a Ouija board with him before, still didn't get anything, but he did say he did feel like a light push with the other one. And I was kind of feeling it too, but it wasn't anything really strong. But I was really surprised because I've used the board multiple times, and I've had times where it hasn't worked, and I've had times where it has worked. I just am so mad at the board that of all times it decides not to work when me and him are doing it. Like, it's dumb.
So the good part about it though is now anytime there's something that she wants to try and prove to me or show me that's supernatural, she automatically takes a lot of those variables I would automatically call out into consideration, to where I have no excuses. So she tries, but you do have a lot of things that slip through the cracks whenever you try and prove something to me or try and show something to me. And I'm able to easily point out other variables that aren't eliminated.
Yeah, but then even if something does make sense, it's coincidence. The man and the man, and the dog and the dog. I'm talking about the dude story.
It's a coincidence. That's the definition of a coincidence.
Alright, so moving on. Next one. I love the fact that you respect each other's beliefs. My question is, how do you deal with the occasional weird, strange things that happen and have no logical explanation? So, he tries to find an explanation for anything. So, when it comes to that, it comes down to where, like we explained, that he's going to call it coincidence or this and that, whatever. My best way to prove like something to him would be spirits, and then like being hardcore and like doing stuff to him physically, because he literally needs something to happen to him physically for him to believe. Or even like voices.
I've never heard voices before. That would be cool. Yeah.
It's not cool when you're trying to sleep.
Well, yeah, that would suck, but hey, if I have to have an experience that's going to teach me that things are real or whatever, I need something to happen.
I told him though, I'm like, if I do die, which please don't let that happen, that I would totally freaking come over and make him a believer. It's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to make him a believer. I'd be singing in the room. He wouldn't get to sleep or nothing.
She sucks at singing.
What? You're so mean. I'm not that bad. My gosh. Anyways, but I'd be like, actually, I'd do like Screamo or something. I'm like, rah! While you're sleeping. And I'd jump on the bed.
You just piss me off.
That'd be so great. I'd jump on the bed. That'd be awesome. But I'd make him a believer real quick. Like, he's gonna be a believer. You watch.
This is by Vicky Motionless. I barely get along with people who have different beliefs than mine. I respect their beliefs. Doesn't sound like it.
What?
But getting along is difficult sometimes when the other doesn't respect you or your beliefs. Okay, I got you. Because as a witch, our practice is a daily important part of our lives. And I love you, Akasha. Thank you for making amazing videos. They helped me and inspired me to keep practicing.
I love you too. Thank you for being part of the Wolfpack. I can understand where that could be like a problem, because when someone is being like overwhelming and they're trying to shove things down your throat, it's really difficult to even get along with that individual. And if they're going to do that to you, it might not be someone that you necessarily want to be around, because it's not really worth it, because all that's going to happen is conflict constantly. And like, we do have some friends who have issues, like an individual feels that he's going to burn in hell for being atheist. And he's never said that to me though. Makes me wonder. He feels that I'm a good person, and what I do, that there's positive and negative to what I do, and that he thinks I'm in the positive. But then he says him being atheist, he'll burn in hell.
He says it's because you believe in God. That's why.
Oh.
Because you believe in God, you're going to be saved. And I don't, so I get to burn in hell.
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. Like, for me it's difficult because, like, if I hear that, then I'm hearing someone can be a rapist, pedophile, who burns children or molests them, and, like, they do it in the name of God. Like, let's say they kill children to keep them innocent so that they don't grow up and then become sinners. Then they're doing that in the name of God. And they're killing, though. They're hurting they're hurting babies, newborns, innocents. And you're telling me that since he believes in God, that he is going to heaven. And for me, I believe in forgiveness, and I like to remain positive of everything, and I try not to judge. But for me to hear someone, like, to tell me that my boyfriend's gonna burn in hell just because he doesn't believe, but then the guy who kills babies isn't, that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you kind of understand where I'm coming from. So it just creates a lot of conflict. But that was just, like, one time that we had talked about that. This person doesn't do this and shoves that down our throat all the time and tells him all the time that he's going to burn in hell. So that's why we're able to get along. It's like, you know, he feels that that's how he feels and he doesn't believe, then that's you. You know, you do you. So that's why we're able to get along. But there's some people who are like that all the time with you, and that's just very difficult to get along with somebody like that. It's better for you to just, you know, walk away, or just not just talk about it, or just don't talk about it or something. It sucks, but when you're dealing with family members in particular, that's kind of difficult to walk away from. So
or you can kind of go like my route. When it comes to friends, I'm a little cutthroat. If they don't respect your beliefs and you're doing everything right on your end and you're being respectful to theirs, you don't need them around you. That's just negativity that you don't need to keep around.
Yeah, but then what do you tell people who have family that's like that? Friends, you can pick and choose who your friends are going to be, but you can't with family.
You just gotta deal with it. Suck it up, but just try not to bring it up in conversation. If it's a friend, I wouldn't consider it a friend if they're gonna, you know, make fun of your beliefs, or they're gonna end up basically making fun of you for it, anything like that.
Yeah, because
there's no point in keeping them around.
Like, you can pick family. You can. There's individuals you can consider family, but there's, like, your immediate family, like people who are living with you, whose family, it's like you live with them. You can't necessarily walk away and just be like, you don't believe in what I believe in. It's difficult to give an answer to that. But when it comes to friends and stuff like that, you just be like, you know what? If that's how you feel, I'm sorry. Like, I respect you, but you're not respecting me. And if you can't respect me, then we can't be friends, or we just can't make this work. Because what is a friendship without respect? You know what I mean?
And that's how you have to look at it. You just cut them off. I'm done. You don't need to keep people like that around. Adam Shelton. Even though you're an atheist, have you ever been curious about witchcraft? And if so, have you ever participated in a ritual or spell? By the way, love the videos.
Oh, thank you.
I have always been curious in witchcraft. Not so much until we started dating. Then I became pretty curious in it. But I participated in a spell. Yes, the money spell. You gave me a money spell, remember?
Yeah, I gave you a money spell, but you didn't use it.
I used it.
You used it once.
I got money out of it, so I used it. I have used that. A ritual, I don't believe so.
No, he hasn't, like, the money spell I gave to him, I gave him the powder. He didn't do it himself. We haven't done a ritual or anything together. He's seen me, like, bless things and stuff, but I don't really perform rituals and everything in front of him. I don't know. I think I feel a little weird about doing that in front of him. I feel like that if I was going to do that, then I would probably want you to participate. But if you don't believe in it, I don't understand why I would make you participate. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of...
I'll participate, even if I don't believe in it.
Maybe one day we'll do that. We'll probably do a ritual.
Like, if you're not going to have that enthusiasm behind it. Like, you tell me to smudge something, I'll be like... I'll be there, I'll do it, I'll support you, Just don't expect me to be like really on it and believe.
If we do a ritual, I'm going to motivate you. You're going to be enthusiastic.
I will do what I can to freaking get the proof I'm looking for.
He's done the past life regression, which he had an experience, which was great.
That was cool.
I even did almost like a mediumship thing with him. It was kind of like guided hypnosis, but I was trying to make him communicate with spirit. And he had some pretty interesting things come up. And it's something that I feel is more for another video. If you guys do want to hear about that experience, please let me know down in the comments below and we'll try to get that together.
Yeah. This question is by Ricky Diamond. How do you two maintain a relationship when you're so very different spiritually? It's actually pretty easy, and I think we addressed that one a little bit earlier. We respect each other's beliefs. Simple as that.
As long as you respect each other's beliefs, there shouldn't be any issues. It's like, it might be a little bit more difficult, like if he was very religious, I would think. There was someone who I was interested in who was Mormon, and they liked me. They're totally cool, but then there's like issues with the family and stuff, and yeah, I think when someone's really religious and their religion is like in big conflict with yours, like their religion says bad stuff about your religion, then that I think would be harder.
Not just that, like, because I support her, even though I don't believe in what she does, you know, it's working for her, it's what she believes in, it's what makes her happy, it's a big part of her life, so I'm not going to completely exclude it and be like, it's non-existent to me. So, for instance, just a couple days ago, Venus was in the sky, and I was at work, and I texted her, and I'm like, hey, Venus is in the sky next to the moon right now. I don't know if there's a ritual or something that you want to do. And taking that kind of consideration into something that I don't even believe in is something that in this relationship it just happens. It's not like I did it because I felt like I had to, but it's because I genuinely support what she does, and I don't kind of stop her from doing it or anything. So that's just something you kind of have to put into consideration. And it's not something you should have to work for, and it's something you should be able to automatically do in a relationship like this. This question is by Muhammad Ibrahim. If he has belief of anything we do in the craft, I don't. Nothing. It's as simple as that. Not to be disrespectful, but I can't believe in anything because I have no proof for the results of anything, and that's really what it comes down to.
Ooh, but he did tell me that once he gets proof, he's totally down to get into it.
Yep.
And I'm like, heck yeah, that's gonna be so cool.
This question is by Matthias Agrippa. What are his thoughts on spirits as an atheist and former paranormal investigator? So, my thoughts on spirits are, I want them to be real. That's really what it is. But I don't have any proof to support that they are real. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I joined a paranormal research group. And I had a couple of experiences in there. One that really stood out to me the most. I really want them to be real because I actually think it's really cool and really interesting. And I just wanted something to really prove it to me during all of those research attempts. But nothing really did. One tried. It was close. But still, even though I still can't explain it, I didn't actually get to see anything supernatural. And that's really what kind of kept me from believing, was I didn't get to see it in action. This question's by Megan Walsh. Have you ever thought about your religions? Does he not believe you? You guys are so cute, by the way. Have you ever put a spell on him? Alright. As far as fighting about our religions, we don't really fight about... We absolutely do not fight about religion. Mm-hmm. But we do like to...
Debate?
Debate our beliefs. Like, it's not really a fight or pushing or anything. It's just... She might say something that I don't believe or agree with, and I give her my reasonings as to why I don't believe in it or why it's not true or anything. She fights back, but it's not really a fight, it's just a debate, really, that's all it is.
A healthy debate.
It is. But in the end, it's more like I'm still not going to believe in what she does. She's still going to believe that there's a God out there. So in the end, it's just sharing what we think. That's really what it comes down to. And have you ever put a spell on me?
No, the only like put a spell on him kind of, I guess, was the money powder, but I asked his permission to make that for him. I've never done a love spell. I haven't done a spell to like I guess be more attractive or something. I haven't done anything like that. Love spells, I've only done that twice. Not on him though. No, I haven't. Because if I did, you probably wouldn't be around right now. Because Karma would have like kicked me in the nuts.
Yeah. I put a love spell on her though. And she still doesn't believe in me.
Oh my goodness. He's so full of crap, you guys. Like, this dude just was telling you why he doesn't believe, and he's trying to tell you now that he put a love spell on me. Oh.
I was trying to see if it would work. And obviously it did.
Oh my goodness.
So, basically, I put his...
Oh my goodness.
Can I talk? Let me talk. So, basically what happened was, I found out that she was into this whole pagan thing, witchcraft thing, whatever. I didn't believe in it, still don't. But I wanted to try it. So I ended up coming up with my own spell, and then I cast it, and then the only thing was I had to give her a trigger word. I had to give her a trigger phrase. And the trigger phrase was, "You're gonna fall in love with me tonight." I went to go pick her up on my motorcycle on our first date, and one of the first things I said to her was, "You're gonna fall in love with me tonight." Of course, she brushed it off like, "Oh yeah, whatever, sure." It's been over 3 years.
You guys.
Some kind of proof right there, right?
Full of caca.
Yeah. You love me?
Yes.
Exactly.
Whatever. You're so full of caca.
She's still under my spell. No idea. Dante Stanton. What is it like being together?
Awesome.
One of many questions. I would say awesome. Yeah.
It's good. It's awesome.
It's fun.
What is that one saying? My partner in crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Also by Dante Stanton. Do you try not to discuss spirituality because of arguments?
I don't think so.
No. I say what I feel and she says what she feels. And it's we're so comfortable around each other when it comes to religion and what we believe in. I'll come home from work sometimes and friggin' room's covered in incense and she's doing some kind of spell or something. There's like herbs and everything and stones all over the floor, and
oh snap!
I go to sleep. I get on YouTube or something, like just let her do her thing. That's what she wants to do. Yeah. I don't come through and I'm like, you gotta pour all this crap up.
No, when we get our own place, he's gonna let me have an altar room. Like, I'm gonna have a whole room for my practice. So that's gonna be freaking awesome. And that's crazy for someone who doesn't believe in it to like give me something like that and know that it means that much to me, that I would love to have my own space for my practice. When that happens, that's gonna be really cool though, you guys, because I'm gonna be filming up in there as well. And you guys get to see how awesome my room was gonna be. Yeah, but that means a lot to me that he would let me have my own space for my practice.
Also by Dante Stanton. Do you both not really care about each other's spiritual beliefs? That's actually a good question. Because, like, I do, but I don't. About you. I care about her beliefs because it's what makes her happy and it's a big part of her life.
But if someone told me, like, if someone was literally, like, picking on me for it or was trying to hurt me or threatened to hurt me because of what I do, I'm pretty sure he would care and make sure they don't do anything to me. I think in that way he does care, but in just, like, caring about, I guess you could say, like, witchy drama in a way. He doesn't necessarily care.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, but, like, I support her beliefs. I care about her beliefs, but I don't at the same time because her beliefs don't really affect me, and it's not like her beliefs are really negative in any way, so... And I just don't believe in it in general and what she does, but I believe in what she does that makes her happy, so
yeah,
a little bit of both on my part. What
yeah, like if he does, like, well, I totally am cool with what she believes. Like, I care because I want, I want you, since you want to believe, I want to help you believe. You know what I mean? So I guess I do care. Some things that he does, like he'll say or whatever, like, don't say that. That's like bad juju. You're gonna give us bad juju, stop. You know, that kind of thing. But he still doesn't care.
I don't care. Also by Dante Stanton. Do any of your friends criticize Akasha for her beliefs? We have a friend that's also a YouTuber named Bike Tender, and we hang out with him pretty often. He pokes fun at her religion, but he doesn't say anything insulting. It's just jokes, that's really it. It's nothing serious.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure he believes in what I do, because he's never said anything to be like, no, I don't believe. He's actually asked me for readings. I've given him readings. Not only that, this other time we were at the bar and we were hanging out with him and his new girlfriend. He hasn't had a girlfriend in a while, but
yeah.
Nothing on him. He's like the sweetest person ever. Like, he should always have a girlfriend.
Yes.
But it was our first time meeting her, and he was saying stuff or whatever, and he's like, she's a witch, and he's like just smiling about it. She's like, oh my god, don't say that.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, she's a witch. I'm serious. Like, don't say that. And she felt like he was insulting me, but I'm looking at her smiling like she really thinks that he's joking or like trying to say like I'm a horrible person or something. And I'm like, no, he's serious. And he's like, yeah, I'm serious. That's what she does. And he's like, she reads cards and does all this other stuff. And he's sitting there like, yeah, she's serious.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's serious about it. But I just thought that was so funny. And then like she was like, I'm like, I don't care. Why are you taking pictures of yourself?
Because I'm fabulous. By Dante Stanton. What has been the hardest thing about having different beliefs? Probably that she tries to include me in things I don't believe in, and I try and debunk things that she believes in. And that's really it. It's not even like hard, but if we could pick anything that is hard, I'd probably say that, if that.
One thing I would have to say is kind of hard is I've been wanting him to go like to meditation with me. Sometimes on Sundays, I haven't been going out much lately. Sometimes I like to go and meet with a bunch of people and do meditation. And I've always wanted him to go and experience that. I've talked to his mother about it and she wants to go for sure. But she also kind of doesn't want him to go because she doesn't think he'll believe in it. Like, he might be sitting there going like this and then like laugh or something. But
not rude.
well, I think that that's what she thinks you would do.
No, I used to go to Buddhism. I had to sit there and meditate.
And that's literally what it is. Like, I call it temple.
Yeah, like even
temple on Sundays.
Even though I was in a Buddhism for 3 months, 4 months, something like that. Pretty religiously. I was there for a little while, but I thought it was cool. It was relaxing, but you know, like it goes back to a couple of questions back. I respect people's religions. The only time that I find someone's religion becoming an issue is if it affects me in a negative way that I dictate to be negative. And pretty much nothing that she does is negative or affects me in a negative way, so I let you do what you do. And if we go to somewhere that is religion based and their meditation, I'm not gonna laugh. That's kind of messed up. Mm-hmm. I respect religions in general. I probably don't believe in what they believe in, but that doesn't mean I have the right to disrespect anyone's religion.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he'll go one day?
Where?
To temple?
Probably not. Dante Stanton again. Do you try to just focus on the things you have in common? Never.
What?
We never focus on the things we have in common. It's to the point now where it's natural. It's not something that we focus on. It's something that just happens. We work. As a relationship, either
It's natural.
Religion based or not, it's just a natural, enjoyable relationship. So we're not really focusing on what we have in common. It just happens.
Yeah, we have a lot in common though. I think that the biggest difference is that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's probably like the biggest difference.
Dante Stanton again. Are your families accepting of both of you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her family accepts me. They probably don't necessarily believe in what I believe in.
Yeah.
And my family pretty much grew up on religion. I don't know which one. I used to go to church and all that, but nothing I ever was told in church ever made logical sense to me, which is why I strayed to the path that I'm at now. But yeah, her family and my family work very well together, and
they're such homies.
yeah, they're a little too close.
Yeah, they're so close. Like how his family feels, because I do live in their house, and his mother is actually very spiritual.
Which is funny how I came up.
I know. She's very spiritual. Even though she's very spiritual, she says that I'm paranoid. I'm not paranoid. Nah, I'm just ready for anything. But she feels that I'm paranoid, but something that she had asked me is, do I see anything in this house? And I told her that a lot of things just kind of linger outside. Nothing has necessarily came in. She likes to keep positive things around, I've noticed. So it puts out a really, positive energy. And I noticed that a lot of stuff stays out. Might occasionally see a little something here or there. And I told her that there's someone in particular that I see. And I see a man standing on the sidewalk. And when I told her that, she freaked out. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that, because I see a man stand on the sidewalk too, who isn't there. He's not physical. He's almost, I guess to say, he's see-through, but he's a spirit. But she will sometimes see him standing outside on the sidewalk, because her room faces the street and she can see the sidewalk. And the living room has another window that it's at the same level, and you can look out the window and just enjoy things. And sometimes when I look out the window, I'll see him out there, where sometimes we'll be driving by outside and I'll see him out there. And she's had the same experience. But she's had goosebumps and stuff from that time that I told her, and she experienced the same thing. Like I said, his mother's very spiritual, so my mother and his mother can talk each other's head off.
Yes.
About all kinds of stuff, even spirits. And even though my family is very witchy and very spiritual, we all get along really well. And they love Byron. They want him to get scared one day. They want a spirit to scare the crap out of him, and they're gonna love every second of it.
I'm down. I want the challenge. Dante Stanton again. Do you celebrate holidays together? Yule or whatever that's called?
That's Halloween.
Religion doesn't really dictate the holidays that we celebrate. We celebrate every holiday really that's on the calendar, as long as there's an event happening, or if it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. Even though I'm considered atheist or agnostic, whichever one you decide to look at, I still celebrate Christmas, because I see Christmas and Thanksgiving as well as a family event, not necessarily a religious holiday.
See, there's things that I celebrate that he doesn't celebrate. So Imbolc or a star that's coming up, that's not something he would celebrate. That's something that I end up doing by myself. He'll come home to a really clean room, and the time that I bought all those space bags and stuff, that's the Imbolc mode, where you clean everything, and he doesn't do that. But
you're saying I don't clean?
But anyways, Christmas or Yule, we will celebrate that the way that everybody else would celebrate it. But my altar might be decorated and stuff, so he wouldn't have anything to do with that. But a lot of those holidays are pagan holidays, just people don't see them like that. But he does celebrate them, but in the
traditional fashion?
No, New Age fashion?
I guess the millennial fashion.
Yeah, the New Age fashion, I guess you could say, because traditional would be Yule. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Last one from Dante Stanton. Do you write poetry for each other or other romantic things like that? No. Alright, let's move on.
Okay. I think they had something where what do you call each other?
We'll move on to that. But no poetry. Don't write me. No,
I don't write poetry either. Well, what romantic things would you say you do for me? Food.
Food.
Oh
yes.
my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hook her up with food.
Yeah. Food is like... Yes.
Probably the most romantic thing I ever did for you was when I got that $1,600 per night hotel room at the M Resort in Las Vegas and covered the room in rose petals.
Oh,
and
yeah.
instead of chocolates, I got her beef jerky.
Yes. Yes.
All right, this question's by Romy Gill. Is your relationship steady despite your alternate religions? Very steady.
Yeah.
There's no shakiness in our relationship at all.
We're hardcore. We're solid.
Yeah. No, and religion plays zero reasoning really for that. It's just that we have a good mindset that we respect each other.
Yeah, like when it comes to... This isn't something that I'm saying that's like we're going to do for sure or any... Well, not saying like he's proposed to me or anything. But something that we have talked about, it's like hypothetically.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if we were to get married, would he let me have a hand fasting ceremony? Like, do it the way my practice would do it. You know what I mean? And he said, yeah. He said he'd totally be down as long as he gets to have his motorcycle. And so I'm like, okay, then that's cool. But he's not against me involving my practice into, like, if we were to get married. So we would be having a hand fasting ceremony. It would be super cool. That would be a ritual that you'd be involved in.
True.
Well, as for like romantic stuff, we don't call each other... I just wanted to bring this up because a lot of people call each other babe or honey and stuff like that. And for me, I just can't do it. I can't have someone call me babe. I can't have someone call me honey. I just can't. I don't know what it is. It's not something that I like at all. When I hear babe, I think about the little pig, babe. And I'm not a little piggy.
We actually have unique names for each other.
You don't want to hear them, they're bad.
But a lot of the names or the nicknames that we use for each other are based off of like anime parodies that we watch or funny things.
We'll tell you like we'll tell you like two of the ones, and when you hear them calling each other those names, you'll know what we call each other. So Dragon Ball's PP, right?
Dragon Ball's PP is a Dragon Ball Z parody that's on YouTube. And
then there's was it Naruto, like your foot toe? SHIT, poo damn. So I don't like to cuss, you guys. I don't know if you guys realize that, but I don't. But yeah, so look those up, and what you hear them saying to each other, you'll realize what we call each other. I also call him a turd or poop head and stuff like that. But yeah.
Pretty much anything I call you, I don't know if I can say it.
Yeah, it might come off offensive, but not offensive to us.
Yeah. We basically name call each other like almost bad names, but like weird names at the same time.
But we don't curse at each other.
Yeah, we don't cuss at each other.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny. I wish I could tell.
Yeah, if you guys watch those, you'll see.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps it up, you guys. We've talked way too long, but I hope we did answer your questions. If you have any more questions, or if we didn't get to your questions, please ask them down below in the comments. I know that a lot of you have been asking to hear his stories from his paranormal experiences with his team, and we'll be doing that video next week. So keep your eyes open for next Thursday, because you'll get to hear his paranormal experiences, and also part 2 to my previous ghost story video. Is there anything you want to say?
I appreciate the questions, you guys. I really do. And I know I'm not on this channel too often, but it's nice to see that you guys actually have questions for me. And I love to answer them, so if you have any more, feel free to just post it in the comments section down below.
Yeah, and the thing that we've been talking to you guys about making him a believer, we do plan on having some paranormal investigations of our own to kind of make him a believer. And hopefully we'll get to do that here soon, because we will be traveling to Ireland.
Yeah.
And check out some of their haunted castles.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. If you're interested in motorcycle maintenance, then go check out the Motorcycle Boss's channel. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe so that you can be part of the Wolfpack. Talk to you guys later. Goodbye and blessed be.